Today we got Ford Falcon BF in the shop. It's got a 6-speed automatic transmission, and the customer complaint is the manual's gear shift doesn't work. So basically I'll show you. I'll turn the key on and you just see on the gear indicator on the dash it's at park. So I'm just gonna change the gears and you'll see it will change to reverse, neutral, drive, and if you go into the manual shift mode, as you can see, I might have to start the car just a second. So basically I go into reverse, neutral, drive, and you go to the manual mode, come up with the PEF performance mode, and you go forward shifting, it goes to 1, but if you go back shifting, nothing happens. Only the forward shift works on this. I took it for a drive. I already kind of figured out what's going on, but I just want to show you guys how to diagnose this problem. It could be wiring, it could be computer, it could be your shifter. So I'm just going to show you how I managed to diagnose this. So basically if I go, this is your manual shifting mode. I got the covers off already, just to get in there. So basically if I go forward, it changes gears. You can see it's 1 first gear, but if I go back, nothing happens. So if I go back, it doesn't upshift, it's only downshifting. So basically you pull this apart. It's just not very hard to do it on this one. So if you pull it apart and flip it back, you'll see the circuit board here, and you got a wiring plug going in to the circuit board. So basically how it works is, if you see right there, that's the magnet. So that's the magnet. So every time this magnet goes through these little diodes, see one there, up there, there's 6 of them here. Every time this one goes past the diode, that sends a signal to the computer, and that's how it changes the gears and it changes the light at the front here. Changes the light on the front here as well. So basically if I that's how it works. So when you move this gear shifter to sports mode, basically this magnet makes contact with these 2 diodes. So every time it goes past the diodes, it upshift or downshift. So basically you need like a little magnet to manually activate this diode. So basically I got a little magnet, just my little magnet pickup tool. If I just go touch, you don't even have to touch, you just have to go just over it, and you can see it's changing the gears on the dash. I'll get you a shot on the dash. So basically if you look up on the dash and you see where that says D at the moment, I'm just gonna go over that diode with my magnet, and you'll see you'll go into performance mode, and I can shift 1 gear 2. So basically that's how it works on this design. So every time I go downshift, so you can see there it changes to number 1 gear, but it doesn't upshift on the other diode. So all I'm doing here, guys, is basically pretty simple. All I'm doing is just with my pickup tool magnet, just go over these 2 diodes. So one's working, the other ones aren't working. So now you can say it could be the wiring, it could be the computer, it could be that, we don't know yet. So I'm gonna just show you guys how to do it. So basically this connector here, obviously if you flip it around, just put that back in where it belongs, and if you look under here, you'll see the solder joints there. Basically that's all the pins for the wiring connector. So let me just fix my camera. So I don't know if you can see, it's really tiny. So I'm just gonna hook up my oscilloscope real quick. Just got a little handheld scope here. So just got a little handheld scope. So I'll just show you. So right now, basically I'm gonna manually change these gears. So basically on this pin connector here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pins solder joint there. So basically I'm gonna go to the 6th pin from the driver's side going that way. I'm gonna just touch it on the 6th pin, sorry, on the 5th pin, and you can watch my oscilloscope. I'm showing 12 volt at the moment. So if I go downshift, see how it pulls down to almost 0 volt, not quite 0 volt, but it pulls down to near 0 volt. So every time I downshift. So for the upshift, the next one over, so number 4 from the driver's side, pin number 4, if you touch there and you go downshift, you can watch my scope, go downshift, see how it's not pulling all the way down to near 0 volt. It's pulling down to about 6, 7 volts, but it's not pulling all the way down. And when I shift this, the gear indicator on the dash doesn't change. It should go to number 2. So if I go forward shifting, it goes to number 1, gear number 1, but if I go upshift, it doesn't change. So I think the problem is in the circuit board on our shifter. So to prove that nothing else is wrong in this system, computers, your wiring, I'm gonna energize this manually with my test light. So I'll put this aside, and I'm just gonna hook up my just a normal test light to a battery negative on one end, and I'm just gonna touch that number 4 pin. Basically I'm supplying earth on that pin to the computer. So
So every time I touch that, I can see the gear change. I can see the gearbox just jump to second gear, and on the dash you can see I'll let you watch that dash. So I'm gonna just touch on pin number 5, which is your downshift, with my test light. See, it goes back to number 1, key number 1, that's your downshift. Now if I touch number 4 pin, it should upshift. See how it upshifts? Now I can do downshift and upshift just by touching it with my test light. What that means is the wiring is good, the computer is good. Just gotta put that replace that circuit board on that gear shifter. So basically, one more time again, just with my test light hooked up to the battery negative, I'm just getting the earth from my cigarette lighter. So just a normal test light. All I'm doing is supplying earth. Onto this solder joint, which basically other side it's a connector. So from the driver side, count 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4th pin is the upshift and the 5th pin is the downshift. So basically, if I just touch it, 4th pin, it will upshift. If I touch it, 5th pin, it will downshift. That's it. That's how you diagnose the gear shifting issue on a Ford Falcon. This one's a BF, about 2006 model. I don't know if it will apply for BA Falcon or not, but anything with the 6-speed automatic box on a Ford, your Territory, Falcons, it should be the same.